Hey guys, this is Justin for Louisiana Assistive Technology Initiative, and I'm a AT facilitator for Central Louisiana. And I'm also a Google educator. I work primarily with students with special needs. We do professional developments, AT consultations, tech assist. We have a lending library of items that we loan out for districts and students to try before they have to be purchased. But more of us are becoming Google educators because Google gives us the tools to impact the learning of all students, not just those with special needs, and not just those that are struggling readers or struggling writers. Maybe little Johnny just wants more visuals. Maybe someone wants to hear it read to them instead of read all the time. Why we have that one student, the 1%er that sits in the front of the classroom, maybe I would have been him, that just wants to read all the time. Well, we can differentiate our teaching so many different ways when it's digital. And Google Classroom in particular provides us with the tools to do that. There's so many great websites out there, but saying, hey, John, if you go to this one, you turn off your speech to text. You could have text to speech though. It gets too complicated. But Google Classroom makes that easier by just giving us an easy place to send assignments, collect assignments, mark them with a grade, a way to run a classroom. And I'm going to jump right into the cool stuff first. That's on my agenda. I want to show you possibilities of how you can use this in your classroom. Then I want to talk about the logistics of setting up a classroom, what it entails. But I want to show you the possibilities first. So I'm going to jump over to a student booth. First, I'm on lidcenters.org, which you can come to find more information about us. And if you click on contacts, you'll see regions and the other region websites across Louisiana. Now, here is Google Classroom, and I'm signed in as a student because I want to show you the possibilities first. And one thing I will touch back on later, this plus sign right here is where your students can enter a class code to join your classroom. I'll give you more information later though. Right off the bat, here's the classroom that my student is in. If I wanted to check more information already, because managing all this digital stuff can be complicated, I have a calendar right here of all the assignments that have been posted for all of my classes. I can also just see them in a list. Stuff to do and stuff that's already been done. Let's enter the classroom. Now I'm starting at the bottom because I want to show you what it looks like for our elementary school student, because you can make this viable for lower elementary as well. You can make it where there's nothing else here. It's just this one assignment because we have to have it very simple and not a lot of words. This particular one is a reading assignments on their own, and then it's time to do. Many of you probably are familiar with if you give a mouse a cookie. Now I've just linked this assignment and it's differentiated for my reading groups. Group number 1, our higher readers would click right here where it says click. See the visuals, very simple to understand. Right here is for our group 2, our struggling readers. So if I click the first one, I jump to a reading test. Now this could be AR, but right here is a Google form, which I love so much because it grades itself instantly. I have a lot of control over it. It's really cool. But let's say it was group 2. Well, we've just jumped part of my Google slideshow, which is a YouTube video of if you give a mouse a cookie narrated. So the students that need to have it read to them right before they take the test can do it. And the ones that need to jump in and go ahead and take the test, our independent readers can go right in. And as soon as this video would stop playing, now that second group can begin their test. Google Classroom makes that differentiation possible. Now let's go back again. And let's bring it up a notch. Let's say we're about middle elementary, maybe a little bit higher. Here's an article that's been posted. Read the article based on your reading group and then answer the question by evidence. So our students would click their assignment and they're all brought to the same place. You can have up to 50 people inside of a Google document at one time. Now I'll show you how you can do individual assignments, but it's really cool to have collaborative. Same thing, I have a snazzy little picture. And right here, I have different reading groups once more. But I'm able to use some cool websites that could be daunting to do without Google Classroom and sending it to the students. So let's see what this mountain bike article would look like on a lower reading level. I'm going to Tween Tribune, which is a great website. And it's automatically set. That link from reading group 1 was at a 810 Lexile level, somewhere around a 4th grade level. And there's the text. They are reading the same thing, but with a different vocabulary and sentence structure. All right. Now okay. All right, let's try it again. Let me do an individual one right here. You guys seeing me now? Awesome. All right. Maybe jumping to and fro is a little difficult. Not as swimmingly as I thought it was going to be. All right. So this is the constructed response for math that I was showing you. Yes, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys. Get the system better as I go. So earlier that I was showing you on a black screen, I wanted to show you that you do have equation builders built inside that will be on online testing, but you already have it free. So I can insert a plethora of equations here, just like that. My voice to text if I wanted to use it, which is so awesome. Again, you don't have to be really good with a keyboard to use Google Apps for Education. Now I do have a link right here that would jump me to a Google form to be assessed for math. So constructed response with a lot of images and pictures, a graphic organizer space for it, and a link to a Google form. Pretty awesome, all right there. All right, I think you guys still got me. Good, good, good. Now, I can turn in that document right here, or when I load it up, there's a turn in button right up here for the student. And it brings you back to that same page. So your student just submitted their assignment like that. They didn't have to go around, do anything fancy, email it to you. Assignment was submitted that quickly. All right, let's show you a little bit more. Hopefully we don't lose our video, right? I want to show you that you can be simple and just link a Google form and not do a Google Doc graphic organizer. That's a good start to just using Google Tools. And man, it's so good now because you don't even have to use a spreadsheet. So you see there, I can't go through without having at least 2 responses. I can make them pick 2 choices at one time. And I'm just going to kind of peruse through here really fast so I can show you what it looks like, the end result. I don't think I'm going to do very well on this assessment. I think I skipped one, picked D. And I can view my score instantly. It's already been graded. Instant feedback. And you know what? I just linked a video review because I got this incorrect. Now the teacher can relink me to a lesson so I get retaught. And I can do another attempt if I wanted to get this correct. Pretty awesome stuff. So you don't have to use Google Sheets anymore. All this is done right here in Google Forms. And that's a good place to start. Definitely after the next course you take, you'll be good to go for getting started with Google Classroom. That's a good, simple way to go about it. Now, you don't actually have to have files. You don't have to always just send a student a Google form or a Google document. You can just send a web page. This web page right here has this Pokemon Go article. By the way, I'm a level 22 trainer. It's a big deal. Just wanted you to know that. Here is an article about it being dangerous. You've probably seen it in the news. Some I have who are cops are telling me about it. So you can link a relevant topic right there the morning before and get the conversation started live, right? Right here, there's a way for the student to type their answer and submit. So you don't have to chase around a lot of websites. You don't have to make kids jump back and forth to a bunch of websites to use Google. You can just have questions and answers inside of the classroom. That's something easy to do. And again, you don't even have to link a video or web page. You can just ask a question. What did you do over fall break? Please give at least 3 complete sentences in return. So you could have bell ringers, icebreakers, just something to get the ball rolling in your classroom. Of course, it's also good for exit tickets, right? Easy to do. Now, actually getting there, it's more challenging. It takes a while, but you can start off by just asking questions like this, feedback responses, sending them to websites. You don't have to go through and create a really awesome Google slide or a Hyperdoc, which is what I showed you with Google Documents. You can start very simple. And why not? Because we should. Now I want to show you what it looks like in Google Drive. Some of you may never have used Drive before. So I have to show a little bit about Google Drive before I can show you how to make your assignments. Even though you may just want to link web pages, I need to show you a little bit about Google Drive. So Google Classroom is classroom.google.com. Drive would be drive.google.com. And I want to show you some of the basics. Firstly, once your student enters in your classroom, they have a classroom folder. All the folders and files are provided for them. They don't go around moving stuff around like crazy, which is a great reason to use Google Classroom if you have it. But to let you know, it's like your hard drive in the sky. You don't need a jump drive. You make something in Google Drive, it's going to be there on the internet. And then it's easy to put in Google Classroom, super easy. So if you wanted to make something in your cloud, in your hard drive that follows you everywhere, you just click new. Like Windows, you need to make a folder for something. You don't have to make your classroom folder because they make it for you. But you can organize like that. Just click new folder, give it a name. There's your new folder. Pretty simple. You want to make a Google document? There it is. A spreadsheet, a slideshow like PowerPoint, Google Slides, a Google form. And you have drawings. You could think of it like Paint, but really, really good. And My Maps. You can even make custom maps for social studies and where the students can give their own virtual tours. It's pretty awesome, pretty amazing. Each of these things are going to have their own course, right? But I do want to show you some sharing options because you may not want to share everything through Google Classroom. You want to share stuff with other people like your fellow colleagues that aren't in your classroom. So I made this document, just filling it out because I just want to show you sharing options and show you how easy it makes sharing in Google Classroom so you don't have to go through all this once you have the document created. I could right click or I can go over here to my little man, my sharing option. Let me zoom in a little bit here. give you a better view. Getting a little tiny, huh? Now I can click the share button right here, and anyone's email address I can type in and they'll be able to edit. Or I can have it where they just comment, which in Google Classroom is great for peer review. So students can comment on each other's work and give each other some ideas and push for that improvement. Or you could just view only. For example, that if you give the mouse a cookie slideshow was a view only, they couldn't go in there and edit anything. All they could do was just view it. Now, if you wanted to send a file to a lot that you don't have time to type in all their names here, you can get a shareable link. Now, Google Classroom makes this easy, but I need to show you the concept inside of Drive. You click Get Shareable Link, and there is a website address to get to that file now. There it is. I can copy the link. But we have a few choices again in this drop-down box. I can share with anyone in my domain. By the way, my domain is Louisiana Special Education Center. That's where I'm based. Anyone can edit it. Anyone can comment, or they can just view the file and not do anything with it, like a syllabus. Now, if you want to get outside your domain and send it to somebody like me, maybe like for an assignment, you would click that more, and then you can click anyone with a link can view or edit. Done. Copy, paste, send that to a website, to an email. Anyone that clicks on it will bring themselves to that document and they can edit it. Pretty easy, simple in concept. Now, Google Classroom makes this a lot easier because you can get messy. I imagine if you clicked your C drive, maybe your desktop on your wallpaper is a little messy. You have a lot of files, a lot of places. Google Classroom makes it really easy to keep it simple. Let's go to classroom.google.com, and I'm going to show you the teacher view. Now we're going to get to the goods, right? So I'm going to sign out of my student. I'm going to sign in my grown-up account. And there we go. It looks a lot like the student view at first. I still have my options where I can view my calendar, but this time instead of just for that student, it's a calendar of all my classes and assignments. So I can keep track of what's going on. I can go back to where I did my training in Grant Parish not too long ago. And I still have my work schedule. And right here, I can see just at a glance what kids have turned in their assignments, who's still working on it. Pretty awesome to keep up with all this digital stuff. And I can switch back and forth to my classes really fast. How do you add a class? It's really easy. We click the plus sign up here, create a class, and we got to give a class name, give it that, subject, why not? And that's it. I just created a classroom. There is 34 DF. That's my new class. We're ready to roll. Let's not show that one as an example, though. I'm going to show you the one that we just did. There. We're in Google Classroom. We're in the stream. So once you make your class, one of the first things you're going to want to do is to put on your syllabus and your course materials for the whole duration of the course, right? Right here we have the About tab. The About tab is where you can put your syllabus, anything you want to be there for long term, and it's always going to be available to the student. Any information you want to put, there's the calendar again, several different ways you get to the calendar, and students can get to the calendar. There's the syllabus. This could be also a link to a class website. But you want to set up that as a base for everything else you're going to do. Second most important thing you need to do, and it's the second tab we have here, is Student. I click on the Student tab, and there is everybody in my class. Now, Remember that student code I mentioned? It's right here. With this little number, if you gave it to your students, when they click the plus sign, they type in that code, they will join your classroom. That's the easiest way to get a student in your classroom. And you get the code from right here in the student tab. You can email students to invite them. That's all up to how the district runs their Google Apps for Education in the admin console. Most likely, you'll just be giving them the class code. Now, we have some options right over here. How we want our students to handle the class, how we want them to participate in the class. Right now, I have it where students can only comment. What that entails, they can't put anything on the stream. It's not like a message board. They can just drop stuff in and out. They can only do their assignment and comment right here. Now, if I wanted students, let's say, to post in my stream, it's not just my assignments, it's not just my announcements, but students can make their own announcements. They can post in their questions for the course. Definitely good if you're doing some type of Socratic seminar-based class. Students can post and students can reply to each other freely. So it really depends on how you want to set up your class. A lot of the younger classrooms are definitely going to turn off students can post and comment, and maybe just keep comment. And if you really want to lock it down, you can have only teacher can post and comment. If you really want to lock it down. Though we still got some more options. So let's say we don't want to punish all the students. We want to give them an opportunity to use Google Classroom appropriately. We can still just mute temporarily the students that are causing issues, and we have to, relearn how to use Google Classroom. To do that, we click on any student here. I'm going to click on Central PC 11. Again, this would be real names. And now I can click on Actions. And I have a few things I can do. I can kick them out of the course entirely. That beats sending them to the office, right? They're not even in the class anymore. I can email the student, but right here I can mute. And when I click mute, and let me zoom in for you right here, the student can still do work, can still see assignments, but can't interact with other castmates, comment, or post. So I would say you should definitely open it up, your Google Classroom, at least in some way, to your students and give them a chance, because you can always mute a student temporarily or for the rest of the classroom, class time if you need to. That's a handy tool. Another awesome thing you can do is invite guardians. Right here, I invited myself. I'm my own parent for my PC1, right? And every time you post an assignment, your parent or guardian will get a notification either daily, they pick if they want it daily, or maybe weekly. And what's awesome, those daily or weekly reports will also show what assignments are completed and what are not completed. So it's a good way to have parents updated without having to really go out there and send stuff home every day and do a lot of phone calls. They will get alerted. And to invite somebody, you just click Invite Guardian and you type in their email address and you click Invite. And now that parent's in the know. If it doesn't want to participate, they can decline it. They can just retrieve the information when they want to, but I imagine a whole lot of them will like to see their kids' progress in the report summary. Pretty awesome. A feature I definitely recommend to use. Making sure there's nothing else. Oh, right here. Include this class. Yes, my class is included in my email summaries to guardians. Pretty awesome stuff. Again, if you wanted to just email a guardian, you can click the little ellipsis right here. We could email the student. We could email the guardians. We can email all guardians at one time right here if we want to do a parent announcement. These very, very simple features just make Google Classroom really awesome to use. Now let's get into the dirty, which is the stream, where we're going to be putting our assignments. Now, it doesn't have to be full like this. You can always click your post and delete it or archive if you need to. So you can always clean stuff up. Let's get real. Let's talk about actually putting stuff in Google Classroom. So we have our little plus sign down here. So if we want to make an announcement, we just click the announcement button. See if I can zoom in a bit more. There we go. Announcements are easy. I can pick what class I want the announcement to go in, or I could pick all the classes if I want to just by checking the boxes. So I can make an announcement across all grades I teach, all classes I teach. You know, I won't be here on Friday. Don't drive the substitute crazy. Watch this video, respond if I wanted to. For coaches, I think this would be a great tool. I was talking with someone today that wanted to use Google Classroom with the soccer team. This would be a great way to send out announcements about reschedules and events. And you know what? It's going to show up on that calendar like everything else does. So why not? So there, I shared something with a classroom. Which is what I typed. Now let me talk about these little things down here. You see this paperclip? Kind of looks familiar. It looks like something for Windows, and it is. If I want to upload a file that's not on my Google Drive, it's on my computer. It's on my hard drive. I click the paperclip. I can select a file from my computer, and I can upload the picture or whatever it is. There, I uploaded my Louisiana Assistive Technology Initiative logo. Perfect. Now, if you want to link something in Drive, that's easy too. I just click the Google Drive button. That's all the recent stuff I've put into Google Drive. There we go. Pretty easy. If I want to link a YouTube video, I click the YouTube button. I can search for a video right here, or I can copy and paste the URL address of that video and add it. And lastly, and the easiest thing, I could just link a website. Just go to a website, copy and paste the link, put it here, click add. And when I'm ready to post, even for assignments, I have some options. So you don't want to go ahead and post an assignment on Friday for Monday, right? Because you don't want the students to see it over the weekend or anything like that, or you want something just to be an announcement just that day for whatever reason. You could click post and it comes up instantly, or we can schedule. And when we schedule, we'll pick a date or a time for it to show up, and it will show up right then and there. Let's post this one. There we go. There's my, with my Google image of my Lottie logo. And there's my constructive response right here. Now, again, this is an announcement, so you wouldn't generally put assignments here. I was just demonstrating how easy it is to do. The real deal, the assignments. Same situation. I have a title I can put. Going with actual words this time. Instructions on how to complete it. Now I have a due date. Pops up with a calendar. That's easy. You don't have to type in the whole date. Let's make it due the 23rd. We can pick a specific time if we wanted to. You don't have to. I'm not going to do it. And there we go. I could say a topic if you wanted to have specific topics in your class. This one's for reading. Same thing applies. I have my paperclip for files on my computer. I have my Google Drive button where I could link actual assignments. Let's link this constructive response again. I have the YouTube button, and I have my attach link for websites, which is a powerful tool you can just use on the fly, right? When you don't have time. Well, you do have time to make awesome stuff, right? But sometimes a current event comes up and you just want to do a quick link. There it is. Now, I have some options. I showed you the hard way to do it in Drive. Here's the easy way. Right here, I have it where students can view the file. That means all the kids are just going to be able to see the file and can't do anything with it. Let's look at it. I have it where students can edit the file. That means they can all participate and collaborate and make changes right in the file. Maybe they want to collect resources online together and make a list in a Google document or a slideshow. They can do it right here. And that makes it so easy. Make a copy for each student. Bam. And again, when the student gets their copy, it's going to be on it. Wonderful. I can go to assign. I can save this draft if I'm not ready to go ahead and send it up. If I want to go ahead and schedule it, bam, let's schedule it. It's going to appear on the 22nd at 8 a.m. It's not going to post yet. Apparently my Google Classroom's kind of busy. It just told me it wasn't going to post yet. I'll have to redo it because I'm running so much internet stuff, right? But that makes it really easy. Now, again, when you don't want to link anything, at least not a file, and you want the assignment to be done in the classroom, nothing to turn in, it's just going to be on the stream, we go to create a question, which is the question mark right here. You type in what your question is. How do I sleep better? It's been on my mind. Instructions. I went with that again. That's my go-to. I can set a due date for it. It doesn't have to be a due date. It's optional. Topic, again, is optional. We'll say it's reading. And how I want the students to respond. It can be open response, short answer, where they're typing a few sentences or just a word. Or it could be multiple choice. Of course, I prefer Google Forms, but if you're not ready for Google Forms, multiple choice, and we'll do one. Option 1. Every time I'm just pressing enter, and it gives me another option right here. Easy peasy. And if I do want to bring them to a website, like I said, maybe a current event or something, I can just click the link button right here and add that link. And I'm ready to ask my question. There we go. How do I sleep better? And on the student end, they'll get those multiple choice options. Easy peasy. Now, I want to show you what it looks like finally when you actually click on an assignment, when you want to actually give assignment a grade. So let's go down to this math constructor response because I have 2 students who are done. I have 2 go-getters in my class, PC number 2 and PC number 3. Right here, I'm just looking at all the ones that are done, but I could always switch to the all view to see all my kiddos. And you know what's awesome? I don't have to track down these if I want to give feedback. Before the student even submits the assignment, I can still go to that student's work. Definitely if it's something on Drive. So I just click Central PC 1, who's slacking off, right? Clicking that one. There's their assignment. That dude ain't even doing it right. I'm gonna leave a comment. Do better. I think you can be a little bit better than telling kids to do better. But there you go. I just gave them a teacher feedback right there. That easy. I just clicked on their assignment before they even turned it in. Cool stuff. Also have some more options here. Right here, I'm on a 100-point scale for this assignment. You could change the point value pretty easily though. Just by clicking here, I can type in any number I want to. I'll type in 50. If you want to update your scale, students would be notified if they've already submitted an assignment. That's bad practice, don't do that. Pick your point scale beforehand. And I'm ready to grade. Right here, I can put in, let's say we got a 40 out of 50. Central PC didn't do too good. 50 out of 50, bam. PC3, nailed it. That's that simple. There's my grade. Now again, it's not like a grade book. It's not like a JPAMS, a Canvas, an OnCourse, but it's a way I can actually attach a grade for that student and they'll see it. What's also cool, let's say I want to give this student another chance. Maybe this 40 out of 50 isn't that great. I can just click his turned in assignment and then go up here and click return. That's the biggest it'll let me get it. You can do better. Of course, you would link them something to remedial activity, maybe a video they can do again. Give them more constructive feedback. But you can actually send the assignment back for them to do later. Just like you would if it was paper-based. But there's so much more we can do with it, right? And I love how you just have the assignments right here, even when it's not done yet. Great stuff. Now, I see up here, click on my sprocket, that little gearbox, all these grades into a Google Sheet, which is a spreadsheet, upload them someplace else, like my grade book that I use for the district. I can download the grades as a CSV file. Basically, a CSV file is just all the information separated by commas. You don't even have to look at it. If something says upload a CSV of student grades, you just download it as a CSV and then you upload it. Simple as that. That's something a little bit more complicated, but you can get grades off here instead of just putting them in. My wife prefers not to do the CSV, not really to do the Google Sheets. She just looks at the grade like you would a worksheet, but at least you're not carrying all those papers with you, right? And just type in the grade as you go into your official grade book. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Here's a cover so far. Pretty good, pretty good. Let me show you how to reuse this assignment. The end of our odyssey here. So if I want to reuse a post, it's the last button right here. Reuse post. Everything I've submitted, I can resubmit, and I can do it for a different class if I want to. I can do it for all classes if I wanted to. Right? What do you think was Mark Twain's biggest contribution to literature? I want to reuse this assignment. So I picked it, reuse, and I'm brought to the assignment screen again. This one was a question with just a video linked. What do you think of his biggest contribution to literature was and why? Please post and respond once to other classmates' posts. Here's the video already linked. All I have to do is just click ask. And now I just reused a lesson for a totally different course. So you don't have to backtrack and do stuff again and again and again. You can reuse it and edit it up, make it more doing the year or that course that you're teaching for a second time. Awesome stuff. Now, I do want to give a few tips before I close out. And then I'll have some time for some questions as well. Back to me. Everybody's seeing me now, right? We're all on me. So I think so. It says it's looking at me. Give you guys, and I'll take some questions. A good way to use Google Classroom, I want to encourage you, if you take a lot of notes in class, a good way to do a little bit more is submit those notes in a Google document and put it in the classroom. So students, the kids are spending the time to class. So that's a good way to kind of do a flip. You have to read it beforehand, but it's great if they have the notes already. She told me it's time to stand. It's very annoying. I gotta sit. There's stuff for me to do. And again, you can give student feedback live. You don't have to wait till the assignment is completed. You saw my graphic organizer to give a file, a blank document. You can already make a template of a Google Doc or a Google slide and have them build into it. You can do this where they all do it at one time, or every kid has their own copy. And remove commute files for your classroom. And you may want to set a structure when you do activities. You'll need structure if you want to have commenting on Google Classroom. Some things have a share to Google Classroom button built into them, like News ELA, GeoGebra, Geography, Algebra, GeoGebra. That math tool is awesome, right? Edpuzzle, which lets you post a video from YouTube, and you put different spots inside the video that will pause and ask questions through multiple choice. That will link directly into Google Classroom. And you can actually download the Google Classroom extension. Let me see if I have it right over here. Yeah, I want to show you guys this one. Let me show you where to get it, right? Oh, audio breaking up. Hear me now? Is this better? Well, I think my audio is better now. But right here on the web store for Chrome, extension. And what that will do is put a little button up here. And on any web page you go to, you click your little button and you can share it to Google Classroom. So you don't even have to go back to Google Classroom and paste a link. Thank you, guys. You can just click Share to Classroom. That makes it so simple. Extension. For technical reasons, I can't show it and be on my account at the same time. Long story. But I do want to encourage you, get that extension. It makes it easy. Super easy. Stuff like Pear Deck, where instead of doing a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow, you can make an interactive slideshow. That shares to Classroom. The one I can't pronounce, GeoGebra, I think that's it. A great free math tool that you can use with your students and share that assignment right into Google Classroom with ease. So I want to take this time to answer any questions you guys have, anything I might have missed, anything you didn't see on the screen. It takes about a 40-second delay. So I'll filter this part out if you guys don't have any questions. Anything you want me to go over again while we're live, I can do it. I'm staring off to the side because this is my second monitor. That's where my comments are showing up at. Oh, maybe I could type it in for you. Crystal Cotton, I know you're going to be calling me. You know you got questions. It's all right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be posting the assignment right after the video. I'm sorry about the video prior. I imagine that the latency just got too high because I had too many tabs open, and that kind of struck out my video feed for a few seconds. And I think I keep rocking back and forth. So I'll get the situation a little bit better going on next time. In September, they're doing away with this version of presenting live on YouTube. This is out. And they're combining Air Hangout with live YouTube. So it's going to be a little different, a lot better. It'll be easier to see when people comment. But thank you guys so much. Oh, what was the extension before Hyperdoc? Let's see. I was talking about Edpuzzle tool, and it's free. Zaption does the same thing, but also money. This is Edpuzzle, where you can pick a video and pause and ask a question. And it has really good integration with Google Classroom. Again, you know, all these things can have their own course on just extensions, but you know, ask this stuff in our Google community. You know, I'll be glad to answer that, even if it's not ours. All right, thank you guys.